How's it going, Fins Nation? I hope everyone's having a good Friday night. It's your boy Reason here, and we're gonna get started a little bit differently this time around. Again, we are waiting on EM, but I told you guys 9:45, so here I am. So basically, what we're gonna do tonight, guys, is we're gonna go over Chris Grier's press conference, a few things that he said that we found interesting, and then we're also gonna go into we're going to go into the Wonderlic scores that are making the rounds today that have a few people a little shook on social media. So we'll go over that, and then we're going to go into our mock draft, and we're going to be using Pro Football Network tonight. It's going to have the ability to trade up if we need to, trade down if we have to, whatever the case may be, depending on how it falls. I think me and EM discussed it earlier. We're going to let the board fall as it may to 5. We're not going to trade up. And then maybe we'll switch it up next week when we get into the second version of our mock drafts. I want to say what's good to everyone. I see Mr. Miami 305, Powerhouse, Clemente 3472. Jeff, what's going on, brother? What's going on, big boy? What's up, Kyle? I want to thank everyone who's taken the time recently, too, to hit me up on Twitter, specifically Infinite Trauma and Darth Vader. We've had some good conversations going back and forth, and also Gucci Kangs. That's been pretty good. What's up, RIP Tupac? What's up, Pete Otto? Don't worry, I got you, Darth Vader. Just had to give me a second to get rolling here. I'll take care of you right now, brother. So, yeah, guys. Any questions you want to get into while we wait on EM to hop backstage here? Send them flying right now. I know I missed some people's questions last time, and guys, that's because literally I was just going through my evaluations. I wasn't really paying attention to the chat until later on. I know I missed Finsanity in there. What's going on, Sharif? What's going on, Carlos? So I know I missed a bunch of people, a bunch of good comments, good questions. I saw them today because today I actually went back and I watched the show. I actually took the time out and went back, so I saw all the good questions I missed as I was going through my evaluations and stuff like that. Big boy, we're going to get into whether the Wonderlic scores matter or not. I'll just start off with saying this. Dan Marino scored a 16. Okay, I'll leave it at that until we get into it. RIP Tupac, what's my dream first round? My dream first round would be Tua Tagovailoa, and then using either a second next year or capital next year and packaging it with the 18th and moving up and getting a Jedrick Wills or Tristan Wirfs, and then at 26 getting Josh Jones. I think with what they want to do with the power run, I think Josh Jones fits that profile. We don't need him to be as good in pass protection if we have a guy like Tua, because Tua is going to see that oncoming traffic. Whereas what I like about Wirfs and Wills is they're so well-rounded in pass protection and in run protection. You know, especially for a blind side, I want to protect that. That's a big thing for me. So I don't want to. I don't. You know, as you guys know, I've been banging the table for Tristan Wirfs for 6 months now. I don't see a right tackle yet. In all fairness, I haven't looked hard into the tackle class. Obviously, I've been telling you guys about Penei Sewell for a long time, but I haven't gone into the tackle class real heavy. So I can't sit here today and say that I know there's going to be a more athletic, more freakish, more well-rounded right tackle coming out next year than Tristan Wirfs. And even Jedrick Wills, he's not a freak athlete, but, you know, he's a really good one. And he has that really good combination of size and athleticism. So, I think if we're going to go – and the thing I like about Wills too, and from what Armando Salguero reported weeks ago, he is the number 1 tackle on the Dolphins big board. I mean, take it or leave it. And take it for a grain of salt or whatever. And the thing is with Wills is he has a worse is he has that camaraderie with Tua. You know, they've gone to war together already. Why not go to war at the next level? And that's another thing, guys. Me and EM were talking today. I want everyone to hear me out on this one. We were talking today, and we said, you know what? Who would be there at 18 that could make us go off of a need. And what I mean by that is, okay, so we need a tackle, we need a safety, we need a future running back, okay? We need a nose tackle. So who is the person that could make us go off of a need at 18? And we actually had the same resounding answer. But the thing is, I don't think he'll be there. And I want you guys to hear me out. Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs, to me, is the guy that I would go off script for the teams. And Clemente just said, Jerry Jeudy, good guess. The reason why I'm going to take Henry Ruggs, and the reason why I won't be surprised, I'm not saying he will be, but the reason why I wouldn't be surprised if he's the first receiver off the board is because this guy can go outside, play outside boundary, okay? He can come inside the slot, right? He's not like Jerry Jeudy, to me, is one of the best route runners I've ever seen on tape, but Ruggs is a really good route runner. But he is the definition of a burner. You're talking 4.2 speed, who's also a crisp. And here's the thing, Ruggs talked about it. If you go back to Ruggs's, there's a lot of guys who are fast and come into the league and they can't play fast. They're fast, but they're almost too fast for themselves. The thing about Ruggs is he has such good body control and balance. He plays just as fast as he can run. And that's a rare thing to see, who's also a really good route runner and has good size. I don't really – I think that's a guy that I might go off script for. And I want to hear what you guys have to think about. If Ruggs is there at 18 and you've taken your quarterback at 5, do you go off script for Henry Ruggs? I'll give you guys a second. I want to see some of these answers. I wouldn't mind it. No, yes. Jalen Reagor at 26. Sure, but I don't know. Yeah, RIP Tupac. I'm down for Josh Jones and then Lucas Niang in the second round. That's another guy. I'm hearing a lot of buzz that sorry guys, I'm just reading something right now. I'm hearing a lot of buzz that Isaiah Wilson is slowly but surely climbing draft boards in that second round. Infinite Performer probably. Yeah, Infinite. Let me hit you with that. Wrench, bro, because it's been good conversations on Twitter, man. Go follow us on Twitter at Finside the NFL. Me at the _real_reason. And then EM is just at EMdolphin. Pretty simple. Give us a follow. Yeah, so the other breaking news about 20 minutes ago was something that Big Boy was talking about. Mekhi Becton had a drug test flagged at the combine. I don't know. I just saw the headlines. I didn't open it up and get into it. I know that's EM's boy. So, here we go. All he needs is a gas mask and we're ready to go. So, yeah, apparently Ian Rappaport, multiple players had drug tests flagged, multiple players, guys, at the NFL Combine. And among those is projected top 10 pick, Louisville offensive tackle Mekhi Becton, I'm told. Teams were made aware of this. Becton had no failed drug tests in college. Per new CBA rules, he goes into stage 1 for no more than 60 days. So that stage 1 is an intervention program, which involves an evaluation from a treatment team, a treatment plan, and potential further testing. Wow. Stock is being hit already. Sharif, 110%. That's a possibility. Because he's already raw to begin with. It's not like we're talking Andrew Thomas just failed us. Clemente 347, is it diluted drug test? I don't know. I can't. The specifics aren't there. But that's what Zach Bond just got hit for. I know he was one of those players at the combine, and that's my man crush. So, I mean, the guy is literally Kyle Van Noy 2.0. If he's sitting there, oh boy. But I also know that the guy that apparently the Patriots are really, really high on. So, I mean, you never know. Yeah. If you're looking for the yeah, I would take it. At 18? Sure. Why not roll the dice? I know the one thing scouts are worrying about is I saw something stupid where they said that he likes to cook, and that's something they're holding against him because, as you know, his frame is already massive as it is. I would take Becton 110%. I think he can be polished into something real special. He definitely is raw, especially in his pass sets. Pete Otto says, I see the Patriots moving up to get Jordan Love. That's a possibility for sure. I've even seen mocks where Herbert fell to them, and I don't think anyone's falling into the 20s like that. So I do think a quarterback could be a play if someone's up there. I've even heard that they like Tua Tagovailoa. So I told EM I heard a rumored package last week of Joe Tooney and the first-round pick and another first-round pick to Detroit. So that was something I heard. Speaking of the man, the myth, and the legend, this man sipping the cool coronavirus.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on, brother?
Man, another long day, homie. Let's get it.
So did you hear about Mekhi Becton?
Man, I haven't had a chance to check my phone or anything. I'm literally walking back into the house, bro.
Look at the dedication, guys. This is the dedication. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Absolutely.
Mekhi Becton has a flagged drug test from the combine.
Wow, marijuana?
They're not getting into specifics. I'll read it for you again. Ian Rappaport, this is at 9:03, so it's about 55 minutes ago. He said multiple players had drug tests flagged at the NFL Combine, and among those is projected top 10 Louisville offensive tackle Mekhi Becton, I'm told. Teams were made aware of this. Becton had no failed drug tests in college. Per new CBA rules, he goes into stage 1 for no more than 60 days. Stage 1 is like evaluation from a treatment team, a treatment plan, and potential further testing.
Didn't they? I thought players were not going to be punished for marijuana testing with the new CBA.
Well, what if that makes it? What if that's not marijuana?
That's why I asked, was it marijuana?
Yeah. Because Bond had a diluted sample too, right?
Yeah, he did. I saw a report where he had written a letter to all 32 teams, and he was, just basically explaining, he was just trying to gain weight for the combine by, drinking a lot of water. So he says, but yeah,
water weight.
That's with Becton. Could be another Larry Tunsil situation.
That's what everyone's saying.
Let's hope. What's up, Fin Nation?
What's good, man? We got 50 people in the room right now, according to StreamYard. What's up, everyone?
I hope everybody is safe and sound. And yeah, man, we'll be we're 6 days away, my friend. 6 days away.
Reality is even going to be our sweet mistress or one son of a you know what. So, do you want to get into Chris Grier or do you want to get into the Wonderlic?
We can talk about the Wonderlic. I mean,
all right. So hold on, let me put it up for everyone. Okay, guys. So these are the Wonderlic scores for all the quarterbacks in the draft. And hold on, let me. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Brandon? What's good, Vic? What's good, Paul? So this is everyone's score. All right, guys. So I'm not going to go through it. You guys can all see it. Obviously, the two sore thumbs to me, it's not just Tua, guys. The other sore thumb to me is Justin Herbert at 25. And this is why I'm saying don't take this seriously, guys. Justin Herbert has a 4.01 GPA and a degree in biology. And this guy only scored a 25, guys. I mean, he's renowned for being smart. And You know, I want to tell you guys, like, you know, here's a couple things for you guys. Marino scored a 16. Okay. Jim Kelly scored a 15. All right, guys. Let's go even deeper than that. A couple years ago in the Mahomes draft class, Mahomes scored a 24. Now that's the average. 24 is the average. Okay, guys. Mahomes scored a 24, but he was still 9th out of 12 total quarterbacks who took the Wonderlic in that class. Okay, guys, do you know who number 1 in that class was? Nathan Peterman. Okay, so where is Nathan Peterman, who scored a 33, sitting there right now? Okay, you shouldn't be blown away by the Jake Fromm score because everyone said that this guy, his intangibles are his strengths because he's the least physically gifted guy when you go from the arm to the actual body in this draft. You know what I mean? Guys, I don't think you guys should really take this to heart. I don't think this should be something that defines it, especially if a guy like Dan Marino scored a 16 or Jim Kelly scored a 15. EM, what do you think?
I'm not concerned the least bit. Not concerned at all, man. Terry Bradshaw scored what, a 12, I believe? Was it 11 or 12 or something like that?
I believe Bradshaw had a 15 as well, same as Jim Kelly.
15? Okay. Well, again, that's 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks that were considered below average taking this exam. So not concerned at all, my friend. But you know, the people that don't want, the individuals that are not necessarily
grasping for straws. Here we go.
Yeah, the individuals that don't want to in Miami, they're gonna take this, you know, another negative report and run with it. Yeah. And you know, blow it up and try to make it out to be a big issue when it's really not.
I mean, that's what happens when you can't use the tape against the kid. You got to use the wonder, the durability. Those are your crutches, right?
Exactly. So no, I'm not the least bit concerned, bro.
I mean, if he scored a Vince Young 6, let's talk a little bit. I'm not going to be like crying and concerned, but even Jeff George scored an 8.
And even Vince Young with his 6, still had a.
And it was all Jeff Fisher that screwed him up. It was not the Wonderlic guys.
And with all of that, he still made, 3 Pro Bowls in his career?
Man, and I want to say this, guys. I don't think I've ever – yeah, Fitzpatrick had a 48 fake spike. And the highest you can score is 50. So, Harvard, buddy, Harvard. This is it, guys. Here's what I'm going to say, like, especially with Vince Young. Man, I was a huge fan because one of the best college games I ever watched in the history of college to me was
that USC game?
Yes, brother.
Oh, yeah,
and you know what? You can't tell me that guy didn't have what it would take to be special. But guys, the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. Look what Jeff Fisher did to him, but then look what Jeff Fisher did to Goff in Goff's first year. Okay, it took Sean McVay coming over there and opening the can of potential because Jeff Fisher is not a quarterback coach. You know what I mean? So he even didn't, as much as I love Steve McNair could have been better. So, you know, that was a sad thing. So I can't even hold the 6 against Vince Young, man, because this is off-field testing. And off-field testing has nothing to, unless it's chalkboard, has nothing to do with on-field results most of the time. So this is not something that worries me either, man. This is just another, I guess, bump in the road for the Tua haters is all I can see.
Yeah, I'm not the least bit concerned, bro. So he's displayed clearly throughout his career that he's able to process and apply great amount of information. So I'm not concerned at all, bro.
Mm-hmm. So let's ask you, brother. You want to talk a little bit about Chris Grier here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I put some interesting quotes out from the press conference. I just want to go over a couple of them with people here. You know, because I think you got to read between the lines a lot with this, in my opinion. So, you know, I mean, when he was asked directly about Tua and Herbert, he said they're good players and they both won. we spent a lot of time on all the top players, regardless of position. But then the interesting stuff started, right? And
Right.
you know, he started. He almost started. How do I say this? In so many words, he almost said, "Hey guys, you guys can't project who's injury or prone to injury at the next level." When he said, "Football is a violent sport. We do the best we can." I've been around good players who were never hurt, like Jake Long, for instance, or a player like Curtis Martin, who was always hurt and then basically never missed a game in New England. We do a lot of studies on that. Head athletic trainer Kyle Johnson and our doctors and staff have done a lot of work on every player. So what he's saying there, guys, is Jake Long was healthy through all of his whole college career, and what ended up happening? His body ended up breaking down. Curtis Martin, guy who's injury prone to injury, or whatever you want to say, through his college career, ended up having a healthy and good NFL career. I've told you this, guys. Frank Gore, another one. He was deemed as injury prone in college, came out, he's had a Hall of Fame career. I think it took like 8 or 10 years for him to sustain his first injury. CJ Mosley had a major injury to the hip, and now he's just having groin injuries, but he's already put up almost a Hall of Fame career. Like, you can't project at the next level.
Also, another one was Willis McGahee. Remember that catastrophic knee injury he had? And they said, they didn't even think he could walk again.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree with I agree 100% with what he's saying. Again, more than anything, this is just part of the evaluation to establish draft status. You know, they have to take all the intel, gather all the intel, and but I'm not saying that it's not when a player, because just like, you know, like you said, you get a player like Curtis Martin that was always hurt in college, comes to the NFL, and, you know, he's never hurt. He's extremely durable, you know, throughout his career. So, but I'm not saying it should not be a concern. But again, a player, when you're talking about, and we've talked about this on several streams, like he said, you always go back to the tape. And that guy's tape, you know, when you're considering everything that goes into the evaluation process, it's just worth the risk. You know, in addition to the surplus of capital that we have, it's just worth the risk. The kid his tape is too good to pass up, and especially he's in a position, he's playing a position that is not a collision-based position like a running back, wide receiver, linebacker. You know, the entire league is designed to protect the quarterback. So again, at this point, as we're sitting here, he is worth, in my opinion, he's worth the risk because because of his tape. He's showing you, like Chris Grier said, I'm quoting him directly, he said the tape defines every player, and his tape is too good. He's too good to pass up. I just hope Miami doesn't overthink, you know, they just get to a point where they try to overthink this and you know, when they
start looking for reasons to talk themselves out of it.
Talk themselves out of it. I just hope they're not in it. And that was, you know, when we talked about this, you know, some months back, that was my biggest concern. You know, I was concerned of somebody jumping us, leaping us, and you know, getting a 3 and selecting him. The majority of my concern went in the Miami Dolphins direction. Were they going to sit there and try to talk themselves out of taking this player, just like they did Russell Wilson some years back?
So I got something up here, and I want to reply to this with not even my own words, guys. What Anthony Mazzano is saying right here. I'm going to let Adam Schefter do the talking because basically Anthony Mazzano raised a question. If you were a GM and you couldn't get your hands on a player and your medical staff couldn't, how can you trust him to stay healthy your whole career? First of all, Chris Grier, if you watched the press conference yesterday, he talked about how they have analytics and projections for this kind of stuff. So he brought that up. Second of all, when you talk about this is what I'm going to say to you guys. So this is from Adam Schefter, guys. The Dolphins doctors last were able to examine Tua Tagovailoa at the combine, but have not been allowed to have any contact with him or any prospect since. And that was in reply to his tweet before. On the night before the league halted visits between college prospects and NFL teams, the Dolphins rushed to try to get Tua Tagovailoa to Miami. Per a source, Tagovailoa was the first college prospect, the Dolphins tried to bring to Miami in March, but March 13th, the NFL banned visits. So, I mean, your answer is right there, guys. They've already got in there at the combine, and basically all you're trying to see from the combine to now is cartilage, right? Cartilage buildup, which if you guys remember when he had his meeting, he had a re-examine. A lot of people aren't talking about it. He had a reevaluation at the combine, I believe 2 Thursdays ago, and multiple doctors were sent that were assigned by all 32 NFL teams, and they checked him out, and EM knows this. The results that they conveyed to all 32 teams was, and I quote, overwhelmingly positive. So the Dolphins have already got their doctors in there. They've already seen, and now they have got doctors in there signed from NFL teams that have already conveyed the message back that, guys, it's trending upwards. So, and I want you guys to really pay attention. The people that are taking him off their boards, apparently, they're not taking him off based off medical, guys. They're taking him based off solely of multiple things. One, being his history. That's what they're telling you. And two, a lot of these teams know they're out of the running for him anyways.
Exactly.
So why are they going to put a player that they may have durability questions about that they think they're already out of the running for up on their board?
Man, well, look at the bright side. Another negative report could potentially be scaring another team. Scaring a team out of trying to jump us to 3 to get him. That's the way I look at it.
For sure.
To be honest with you.
And let's go deeper into it, EM. Okay. There's a couple more quotes I want to go over. Okay. So we'll get to the good ones, and you know exactly which ones I'm talking about at the end. Okay. You know exactly which ones I'm talking about with that, the juicy ones. So I want to go over a couple things. He said about picking 5th. We're at 5, and we feel really good about probably 8 or 9 players there. So he's identified 8 or 9 guys at the top of the draft that they deem blue chip prospects or worth the value of that 5th pick. So people are going to read deep into that. What does that say to you? Does that say they're just doing their due diligence? And at the end of the day, because of the value the quarterback position has, those guys are still probably higher than most? What does that tell you?
Just do, the smart move, the smart approach would be to do your due diligence. And I think at the end of the day, and there literally is, if you look at the players that will be available, he's just stating facts. You know what I'm saying? So the smart move, the smart approach is to do your due diligence. So at the end of the day, I still think quarterback will be the target. I think unless Tua is off the board at that point. I'm sorry. Well, I think. See, I can't even say that definitively. I don't know if I necessarily believe. All of a lot of this conversation linking Miami to selecting Herbert at 5, I should say. I don't think they're taking Herbert
or Love at 5.
Right.
Now.
I don't think
I'm changing my. I said a couple days ago that they're going to stick to a contingency plan, but the more and more I'm reading into this stuff, it looks like if they don't get Burrow or Tua with that 5th, whether it be trading up for Burrow or sitting pat and getting Tua at 5, that they're going to either move back or they're going to select a positional player.
I agree 100%. I don't think Herbert or Love, if Tua is off the board, I don't think Herbert or Love will be the selection at 5. But yeah, I think, basically just, again, the smart approach, the smart teams, they always do their due diligence. So they're prepared for everything.
That's all they're doing. You have to, right?
Yeah, and it's basically, and he said that. He said one thing about Brian Flores is that one thing he likes about him the most was the fact that he always looks 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what I gathered from the statement that he made.
So what do you think about when he said, and I quote, "We have an idea of who we like," but then when he was asked if his big board is set, he went on to say it won't be finalized until this weekend / the next week. I found that kind of curious. You have an idea of who you like specifically, but then you want to sit back here and say your big board's not set.
Well, I think what I took from that, I'm thinking more of along the lines of
beyond who they like.
Well,
That's interesting, isn't it? Because it's kind of
it really
contradictory.
is.
It's kind of contradictory of itself.
It really is.
Again, you guys got to read between the lines here.
It really is. Yeah, man. That's
What about this? Or what about this, EM? We talk about the communication. That's really, and this is all a quote, guys. We talk about the communication. That's really the key. To get those guys on the back end, it's the coaches and scouts on the same page. Relationships you have with agents always help.
That is true.
And Lee Steinberg and his connection to Stephen Ross with the humanitarian awards and the clear cut, they're all friends there situation. Again, that sticks out to me.
That is true. I forgot all about that, bro. That is true.
The key word is agents, guys. And Lee Steinberg has been sniffing all around them since this whole process started.
That is true. That is true.
Guys, you got to read between the lines.
I didn't even think about it from that perspective, from the agent's perspective, bro.
Brother, why are you
100%.
mentioning that? Why does that even need to be mentioned? Because he was talking, and that's when he's talking about getting his evaluations and his players right. Dude, you just leave it at coaches and scouts. You don't start talking about agents.
Wow. Interesting. But in regards to their big board, they, I'm about 98% sure they know who they want at 5, or in the event they have to go to 3. Or even in the event that if Tua is not available, or a target that is not available, they know who they're. I think they're prepared for every scenario, and officially their board might not be set, but it's set. They know they have a pretty good idea, and I just think, me personally, I think is what's going to happen, and I can be totally off base and wrong for this, but I personally think, they will be in a position where they have to trade up, I think, to 3. I think they're going to ultimately trade up to 3. Okay. And that to me is what's in the air, the compensation. So I think ultimately Miami has to trade. They will trade up to 3. And I don't think the compensation will be, enormous. It'll be within reason, as I like to say. But that's what I think is what's cloudy. It's just that trade, I think. And I can be totally off base for saying that.
Because, guys, once again, for the 3rd time in under a month, the Detroit Lions general manager came out today and said they're open for business. So what is that telling you, guys? That's telling you that they're either A, not really getting a lot of offers, or B, the offers they're getting aren't towards their liking. And then 4, the Giants, David Gettleman, the GM today, came out and said they're open for business. So again, that tells you the same thing. These teams are starting to look desperate for getting compensation and moving back, but it's just not there. Mm-hmm. And then you saw the Chargers GM played hardball today, Telesco, and he came out and said that durability and availability are quote unquote very, very important. Almost as if saying, hey, we're not going to trade up. They're basically echoing what we're saying in a sense without saying it. We're not saying that, but we're basically saying, hey, we don't want to sell the moon to move up from 5. Mm-hmm. And that's what that reads to me. The Chargers are saying is, hey guys, they're playing the PR game and they're battling through the media quietly. That's what it is. And he's basically saying he's checked in and he's basically coming back and saying, hey, we're really comfortable sitting where we're at, in so many words. That's what he's saying.
I agree 100%. So, yeah. Man, I tell you can't get here fast enough. I'm sick of all this, these smoke screens, and I'm sick of all of this, bro. Oh, my God. Just get here. Just get here and, man. But anyway, yeah. Ultimately, like I said, Miami will probably have to wind up trading up, I think.
Yeah.
To 3.
All right, brother. Do you want to do a mock?
Do we have to, bro? Dude, I'm sick of my drafts as well. I'm sick of this whole entire process, bro. To be honest with you, I just want to get to the draft and and get it rolling.
Bro, that's why everyone's here is because it says mock version 1.0 in the title, brother.
I guess. No, I'm kidding, bro. Go ahead, bro. Let's do it.
So, guys, we are going to be using the Pro Football Network mock simulator. Yeah, it's pretty good. I just feel everyone uses Draft Network, so let's switch it up a bit. And I've pretty much done all of them. Fan speak, I don't like the layout, et cetera, et cetera. This one, you can pause the draft to move up, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to rock this, I think. We are going to do all 7 rounds, guys. We're probably going to try and trade up and use some of those picks to get back into the top 100. I think, EM, you good? EM is frozen, so we'll wait for him to jump back in, and then we'll get this rolling. And, guys, I think we're going to let it fall as it may to 5. We're not going to try and trade it up. So I think the cool thing about this is if someone does jump us for Tua in mock draft 2.0, maybe we can jump up and go get Tua so we can switch things up. It'd be interesting to do different scenarios. So we'll try and get – Rhino says just save one for a punter. Yeah, okay, in the 7th. We'll get one in the 7th, brother. 4 Pete says, thanks for the 7 rounds. No problem, brother. Go big or go home, bro. Douglas, what's your honest opinion of Brown? Honestly, he's a perfect fit. I just I don't – it's just – EM has a really good point. When you take someone at 5, you want someone who's going to come on and be an immediate impact player. Look at it this way. Ndamukong Suh was an elite defensive tackle for how many years? The thing is, how many games in terms of the results are a defensive tackle taken at 5 going to impact compared to a franchise quarterback? That's why that's why we're kind of a little hesitant to roll with Derek Brown at 5. In front of Tua, that is. So we're just getting Rhino. Where has TD been? I don't know, brother. Yeah, he hasn't. I thought he was going to be going live tonight at some point, but I guess he's not. He's probably got some stuff going on, man. Having kids is a fun job for sure. So EM's back.
My bad, homie.
You good? You good, homie? You good?
Yeah.
All right, so let's rock it. We're gonna let's get right into it. Here we go, guys. So, guys, Tua Tagovailoa falls to us at 5.
Oh man!
And Isaiah Simmons is still there as well, and Derek Brown. What do we do, EM?
Let me see.
Guys,
I'm running to the podium, bro.
We have found our franchise quarterback.
Absolutely.
Number 5, Tua Tagovailoa. So, before we make the selection, we're sitting in the war room, okay? We've got 2 minutes. We know we're going to select Tua. That took 10 seconds. Now we say to ourselves, what do we want to do? Do we want to sit at 18 and wait for the next best tackle? Or do we want to try and move up to 10 or 12 to secure one of the best tackles?
No, I told y'all. I'm perfectly content in sitting pat.
All right, we'll do it EM's way this time. Next time, Mark version 2.0, we're trading up. All right, let's go. So we're going to take 2 and we're going to sit at 18, guys. Wirfs goes 6. Derek Brown goes 7. Isaiah goes 8.
Damn, Ruggs went off the board.
Yes, sir. Herbert and Love remain. Austin Jackson, Ezra Cleveland, Josh Jones are the best offensive tackles available right now.
Pencil in Josh Jones, baby.
But if he's ranked 38 on this big board, can't we sit there and get him at 26?
You think? But who are you going to take in his place, though?
So,
hang on. I was going to tell you to scroll up. Oh, man. Number 22. Yatir Gross Matos.
So, guys, there has been a lot of talk lately about the Dolphins being actually extremely interested in him. Let's go through. Where did all these tackles go? So we had Wirfs go 6. I mean, I don't know why they didn't take a quarterback in LA, but okay. Wills went 10. Mekhi Becton went 11.
Jedrick Wills went 10.
10. Yeah, and Andrew Thomas went 4. So you want to go and get Yetur Gross-Matos right now.
Scroll up a little bit. Let me see who else is on the board.
What position are you looking at?
Just not anyone in particular. I'm just looking for names.
T. Higgins, Hamler. Defensively, Kenneth Murray, Kristen Fulton, Xavier McKinney, Patrick Queen, Antoine Winfield's still there. You want to see running backs?
Yeah.
So running back wise, wow. DeAndre Swift already went?
Yeah. To San Francisco at 13.
Jesus.
Wow.
Jonathan Taylor is still there at 27. He's 27th ranked. JK is 42. Cam Akers is 105. If we want to take a running back, we got to move now, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, because we don't pick till 26th, and we're going to probably want Josh Jones. Defensively, Trevon Diggs, I'm good. AJ Espinosa, I'm okay. Or your Gross Matos. It's basically, do you want your Gross Matos or Jonathan Taylor right now?
Yeah. Wow. Man, I love Gross Matos' upside, bro. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but running back is – otherwise, we're sitting here with J.K. or Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Cam Akers.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go with – let's roll the dice. Let's take Taylor at 18.
All right. You guys ready? Are we going to sit there at 26, or do you want to move back up and see how it falls?
We'll see how it falls.
This man is a gambling man. Jordan Love at 19 to the Raiders. Okay. So, I think Yetur Gross-Matos and Josh Jones and Cesar Ruiz are there.
Oh, man.
We need a tackle, though.
I'm gonna have to go with Josh Jones, bro. I love Gross-Matos and Ruiz, but we go tackle here, bro.
Okay, Josh Jones is the pick. Gross-Matos and Antoine Winfield. We just got hit. And Xavier McKinney and Grant Delpit. Oh, boy. Okay, so we got right tackles galore with Isaiah Wilson and Lucas Niang sitting there. We got Ruiz is still there.
Yeah, I'm selecting Ruiz at this point.
Yeah, so we're taking Cesar Ruiz.
Our offensive line is set, bro, I think, for the most part.
We need a safety, brother.
Yeah, we do.
So we got Kyle Duggar, Jeremy Chin, and Ashton Davis sitting there.
We're at, what, 56?
Yeah. Let's see who the best.
Davis is on the board, bro.
Yeah. So is Raekwon Davis.
Man.
And Ashton is ranked 80th overall, and we still have the 70th pick. So we could get Raekwon right now and hope Ashton falls to us at 70.
Yeah, let's do that.
Raekwon Davis. Guys, Raekwon, man, I don't know if you guys have been seeing today, but he's being linked to us heavily. We've talked about him before. This is a guy who you could fit at nose. He just needs to add a couple pounds, which he already has the body frame to do that. But he is so versatile. He can move all around that front three, guys. So
if they recall, he's number 3, and I thought was the most. He and Fatu were the most realistic options on my big board.
Yep.
So actually, I preferred him because I definitely didn't think they would select Derek Brown in the top 5.
Yeah.
And so
let's do it.
Yeah, and multiple reports came out that Miami has shown the most interest in him. So hopefully they make that happen.
We're coming up, guys. There's Matt Hennessy from Temple to the Jets, a guy I like a lot. So
Ashton Davis is still there, bro. Wow. We need a safety, man.
Yes, Ashton Davis is still there.
We need
guys.
A safety, bro.
So far, even though we got hit a little bit with a surprise earlier in the round, this is still turning out to be a pretty good draft. So here's the thing, now let's sit back and sit here, okay, for a sec. We know we're taking Ashton Davis, but our next pick isn't until 141. We have 141, 154, and 155, I believe, or 153 and 154. What do we do here? Because me and you have talked about this privately. We should move back up into the top 100, right?
I agree.
So
are you fielding phone calls at this point?
I can make the phone calls, is what I'm saying.
You're making some phone calls at this point?
We can make some phone calls. So what do you think we would target in that top 100 if we take Ashton Davis right now?
Keep scrolling up. Keep going up.
Albert Akawabognum is still there, that tight end we talked about from Missouri.
Yeah.
You got a right tackle in Matt Pert from UConn sitting there at 89. Chase Claypool is there. Let's go to the tackles. Yeah, we got Matt Pert. He's a pretty good option. Jack Driscoll will be there at 126. But like we said, we don't want to really be picking at 141. So what do you think we should do here? Guard-wise, we got John Simpson from Clemson, who's a pretty stellar option.
Shane Lemieux, 122.
122, brother. Sleeping on my boy. Receiver-wise, when you look at the top, the most interesting out of this to me is I like Lynn Bowden. I think he's a little bit of a gimmicky guy. I like Devin Duvernay from Texas. I like Brian Edwards from South Carolina a lot. And Chase Claypool is the one that I would convert to a tight end. And I think he could be more dangerous than Gesicki because you can line him up in the slot, plus he can block pretty decently. What do you think we should do here in terms of setting up for after this pick? Who should we be targeting?
That's a good question, bro. We already got our nose tackle.
Yep. We got our safety. We're getting our safety right now.
Just at this point, because we've addressed pretty much all of our needs.
Willie Gay.
Just, man. Is there anybody worth trading up for? You know what I mean?
So for me,
Tyler Bide,
we got Ruiz, right?
We got Ruiz, right?
So for me, I would move up to secure Matt Pert or Jack Driscoll.
Are they worth that, you think?
Jack Driscoll, you might be able to get to fall, but the problem is we could let it roll. And the thing is, if one of those guys doesn't drop, we're pretty much SOL up on a right tackle this draft. That's even worth the pick. John Simpson's really good. But again, we could roll the dice and sit there and wait for a guy like Shane Lemieux to potentially drop. It's too early for us to take a receiver. You know what I mean? Like, at least in my opinion.
It's slim pickings, bro.
It's not really. Chase Claypool.
Oh,
The fact of the matter
hang on. Go up, bro.
To where?
Scroll. I saw Morgan is still on board from FIU.
Yeah, he is quarterback.
Well, you could protect yourself, bro. You can pull a Washington Redskins from.
But we have the 141 and he's 137, so he could be there.
But yeah, he could be.
We can move up from the 141 to like 115 to secure him if we have to.
Right.
We probably won't have to. Let's let it ride, guys. We don't see anyone that we've identified worth moving back up that's slipped on the boards right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go Ashton Davis. We're going to let it ride. Jalen Hurts
to New England. Wow.
There goes Brian Edwards out.
Yeah.
Jordan Elliott to the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Gay. Matt Pert.
Mm.
Let's watch the offensive tackles just dwindle in this class. Jack Driscoll wow, and the Pages got Troy Dye. Oh boy. We could have moved up for a corner.
Man, we got screwed on that third round compensatory pick. I tell you, man.
Yeah, for sure. There goes Chase Claypool.
Mm-hmm.
From to the Jets. There goes Jack Driscoll.
Yeah.
And there goes the hopes of a right tackle.
There's
Shane Lemieux. So what happens when you roll the dice, guys? James Morgan to the Seahawks.
Leaky Fatu. He went to the Chiefs. It could be Chris Jones' replacement. 141.
No thank you on Anthony Gordon this early. Antonio Gibson, Michael Perrine. We're good on running backs. I like James Proche, but we can wait. Hunter Bryant, he slipped. Oof.
Wow. Slim pickings, bro.
What are you thinking, bro? I'll show you the all. Give me a position if you want to see it.
Man. Keep going.
What, down?
Yeah, keep going down. Oof. Thaddeus Moss at this point. Tight end. Developmental tight end.
Let me check something out. Do you think it's Thaddeus Moss?
He's an excellent blocker, bro.
Yeah, I just don't like his speed in space. I think he's going to get drafted higher than he should be because of his name.
Yeah, probably.
Let me see here. Okay, so we're basically looking for depth at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Developmental guys. Are you done taking linemen?
No, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at something right now.
Offensive linemen?
Yeah. I wanted to check something. The thing is, what do you want to take, though? Because when we go to the guard position, I like Jonah Jackson from Ohio State. Wow, everyone's gone. Even Solomon Kinley from Georgia's gone.
Bro.
Wow, and they dropped Damian Lewis from LSU to 211. And that's your right guard.
That's value, bro. That's a lot of value.
But at 211, we can sit around. We don't got to make a move yet. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, they dropped him large because I know he was a lot higher a few weeks ago.
I still would get him.
what hole do we want to fill here right now? Do we want to add depth, or do we want to add in a guy who could potentially compete for day one starter? Because if we're looking for day one starter, I mean, because right now we kind of need someone to compete with your boy Jesse Davis at right tackle, in my opinion. And the problem is when you're looking at like Yasser Durant, he's we could go Robert Hunt.
Man, bro, we don't have I was thinking we don't have any depth behind the left tackle or right tackle spot, to be honest with you. I mean, who's behind Jesse Davis?
We haven't added anything.
That's what I'm saying.
So we could add Robert Hunt. He played 401 snaps at right tackle last year for Louisiana. He's 6'5", 325. And he actually had a really good grade last year. I think he was like 87. And he's a big boy. So, and I mean, I think he had like an 86 run block grade. And he had an over 80 pass block grade, if I remember too. So let's go Robert Hunt.
That's cool.
We'll take our potential right tackle.
We need all the linemen we can get, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and if he works out, you can kick Jesse Davis into guard like me and you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We probably also got the last reliable right tackle in the draft too, to be honest with you. So we're back here sitting at 153, and we have the 154th pick. So Brandon Jones from Texas has absolutely plummeted. Hunter Bryant from Washington is still standing there. Ooh, Travis Gibson, defensive end from Tulsa, sitting there. That's a guy that's pretty good.
I'm thinking I want to find another tight end.
Oh, you want to go tight end, huh?
Either by free agency or in the draft. I would really like to find another tight end.
So should we attack the tight end here?
But that's value. We're at 153.
Hunter Bryant sitting right there.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you want to get an edge depth in Travis Gibson from Tulsa? Or do you want to go for a guy like Hunter Bryant, tight end? The problem with Hunter Bryant is we're adding a guy, again, who's not an overly good blocker. Or we could, if I could check if Thaddeus Moss is there, you can get the blocker for the other side.
Yeah, he's a little Hunter Bryant's a little undersized too, bro. His profile is more. He seems like more of an H-back. He's like 6'2". He's a little.
And Travis Gibson's a beast, bro. I don't know if you've watched him.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he posted like really good grades this year too. Another guy. I think the multiple years he's been 85 plus, like 2 years. And I think his first year, and then 3 years ago, I think he was like low 80s. But I mean, the thing is, he went to Tulsa, right? That's why a lot of people. But
yeah. Let's go with it.
He had 8 sacks this year, 28 hurries, 627 snaps.
Wonder what
Let's see what the comment section is saying.
Yeah.
Guys, sorry, I haven't been paying attention right now. I'm gonna come in right now. I want to see what some of you guys are saying. Let's see here. Yeah, Scotty Joe's basically ripping on Hunter Bryant.
He wants Hunter Bryant?
No, he's ripping on Hunter Bryant.
Oh.
Moss. Robert Hunt is good when we took him. Let's look at corner. Let's see what corners we got out here right now. Kendall Vidor.
He's
hurting right now.
Gibson, he fits the profile. 6'3", 259, 34-inch arms.
Yeah, he's a beast, buddy. Travis Gibson, guys, from Tulsa, get to know him. Boom. All right, now we're back on the clock. Do you want to get your tight end, brother? Do you want to go with Thaddeus?
Hunter Bryant, man, I think, he's more of an H-back, bro.
What about a guard? Jonah Jackson sitting there right now from Ohio State.
Ooh.
And then we pick at 173.
173.
And we could target Lewis. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, it is slim pickings, bro. Look at wow. Let's see. Pull up the tight ends. Let me see what the tight ends look like. Just tight ends.
I am on it. It's garbage, bud. Receivers are there, but yeah, there's nothing. It's Thaddeus or Hunter Bryant, and then running. I like James Proche. Quintet Cephas is okay. I like James Proche out of all those guys, though, and then Juwan Johnson late, I guess.
Yeah, I thought Thaddeus Moss was taller than that, bro. He's on 6'2".
Yeah, bro. 215. He's just got a big frame.
Wow, well, he looks like, man, he's like 6'4", 6'5" on tape.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought he was bigger than that. My bad.
I don't like his speed either.
Yeah, Wow. We already addressed the edge position.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, if we pick in the 200s and Shaquille Quarterman's there, I'm taking him from Miami. Thank you very much.
Pull up the corners, bro.
Kendall Vidor is the best one. Like Levante Taylor's even gone. Or once they have him under. Like, and they have Julian Blackmon as a corner. What are you doing here? So, well, I mean, he projects as potentially a slot corner. So, Ooh, Jordan Fuller from Ohio State. Good value pick late.
Yeah. Bro, it's a pick 'em at this point.
Guys, I'm going to take one of my sleeper receivers of this draft. I'm taking James Proche from SMU. Adding it. There's our receiver in this deep receiver class. Love it.
Man, come
on. Buddy, that kid's going to be good. Watch. In real life, watch that kid. He's going to be a beast. I'm telling you.
Let's see what the people in the comment section think about 173.
Wow, and Jonah Jackson just went right before us to the Patriots.
He'll be the next Joe Tooney.
Guys, I'm taking Damian Lewis right here. I don't know why they have him ranked 211. The fact this guy's still sitting around, that's crazy to me.
If it was real life, I'm taking him a lot. I'm taking him. If this scenario happened where he was tumbling down a draft board like that, I'm taking him, a lot sooner than at this point, bro.
Well, we wanted to sit there and see which guard was there, Jonah or him at 173.
Yeah.
We got our answer, so let's just roll with Damian Lewis.
That's tremendous value. Man.
And his buddy, City Charles, goes to the Tennessee Titans.
We have how many in the 6? 2.
Yeah, we got 185 right now. Ooh, Michael Perrine from Florida is sitting there. If we want another back option,
Yeah.
Backup quarterback Anthony Gordon is there. Or we can go Nate Stanley at the end of the draft because he's so smart. Thanks to his Wonderlic.
Mm-hmm.
I like Justin Herron if we can get him. Yasser Durant, I like him too. Trey Adams, I'd stay away from him. I know it's a name a lot of you guys heard, but that guy's, you want to talk about brittle? That guy's brittle. John Runyon's there.
Yeah.
Well, they got Calvin Throckmorton, another good center at value. What we got here? Neville Clark, corner out of Central Florida. My boy Shaquille Quarterman's still there. What do you want? Oh, guys, we're adding another defensive tackle.
Khalil Davis. Wow.
We are taking Khalil Davis, guys, and solidifying the depth up the middle. Bam. Taking it.
Wow.
Run it back, baby. Let's go. So.
Ooh, Raekwon Davis was on the board too, bro. They got him ranked 207.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
That's my guy, man.
Bro, what is that defensive tackle tapped like this? No one's business. Oh, there he goes. Shaquille Quarterman's gone. You. $227. Interviews. I think we have one more pick too after this, don't we?
Yeah, I think we have 2 7s, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't address inside linebacker, did we?
No.
At any point?
I was gonna do it with Shaquille Quarterman.
She was left on the board. Okay, there you go.
Not much, brother.
Yeah, slim pickings.
Very slim pickings. I like it to the point where you could probably get one of these guys undrafted anyways.
Yep.
Hey, did we take who was it? I think Rhino was like take a punter in the 7th, and here we go. There's a kicker sitting there. There you go. Rhino just said 252 is reserved for a punter or a kicker.
You're not gonna take a flyer on Kelly Bryant?
What, the quarterback?
Yeah.
I'd draft Nate Stanley. I had him just outside my top 10.
Did you?
Yeah, I would draft Nate Stanley or Cole McDonald before I draft Kelly Bryant. My personal opinion. I think we still have another pick though, right?
I think we do have 2 7s.
I mean, I can't believe John Runyon is there too. I mean,
yeah,
I know he's pretty high. And look at who was the guy I was telling you about earlier that I'm hearing is climbing boards. Look at, they got him ranked at 269. Michael.
Yep.
On Winning.
Yeah. Either one of them, that's good value at this point, bro. I think in real life, not according to this mock, but I seriously doubt they get to this point.
Oh, for sure, no way.
In the real draft, so
who do we roll the dice on? Which one?
I'm going with that pedigree, bro. I'm going with John Runyon.
Let's go.
I'm going with that pedigree, man.
Doubled up on the guards. What do you want to do with our last pick?
Let's take Rhino's advice and let's go with that punter, bro. No.
Braden Mann.
I have no idea who any of these guys are, bro.
Yeah, I don't know any of these special teams guys. This is where I'll plead my ignorance. Big
I
Boy
have
says
no idea.
Adrian Killings said Big Boy Sports said Adrian Killings. Anthony says Braden Mann. Miami Miracle says get McDonald. Adrian Killings. Okay.
Let me tell you,
Gone,
man.
brother. Big Boy Kills gone.
You get outside the third round, bro. It is outside the fourth round, I should say. So unpredictable.
Clemente says Bass or Blankenship at kicker. I haven't looked at the kickers. Miami Miracle keeps saying Cole McDonald's, I guess, for our backup. And who else? Someone else said Infinite Trauma said take Rodrigo. We'll go kicker, guys. We'll take Rodrigo Blankenship. Let's read his. I don't even know this. Oh, he's the Georgia kicker. Highly regarded kicker. Oh, and he's a soccer player. That's all I need to know. Let's go. Guys, I don't look into kickers. No offense to the kickers out there. There you go. Oh, and we got another pick. 251. Look at this. We're just racking them up, guys. You know what? We're going to take Lamar Jackson, corner from Nebraska.
The best player on the highest rated player on the board.
He is. Plus, I can't believe he's – I know at the beginning of the season, he was projected like as a third or fourth round guy. So, if you want my honest opinion, guys, right here looking at this, I would take Lamar Jackson or Jordan Fuller. But I'll take Lamar Jackson because we haven't got another corner.
Yeah.
Throw it in there. And there you go. Jordan Fuller went 2 picks later. So there you go, guys. Kind of a little bit of a, we took Jonathan Taylor a little high just because, the running backs are starting to go early.
Jackson is a big corner too. Big physical guy. He could probably, he's 6'2", 208. He could probably transition to safety at some point. He's not the fastest guy, but he's a big dude for a corner. Yeah,
his length is his strength for sure.
Yeah.
So we go into this EM. So at 5, we got Tua Tagovailoa. At 18, guys, we got Jonathan Taylor. At 26, we got Josh Jones, stud in the pass pro. At 39, we got Cesar Ruiz, which would lead to Karras probably being kicked out to guard, with Jesse Davis starting until Robert Hunt bumps him out. Raekwon Davis at 56. We got our nose. We got our safety at 70 with Ashton Davis. We got our right tackle to push Jesse Davis, Robert Hunt from Louisiana, a guy who had the last 3 seasons he's been absolutely stellar. We got Travis Gibson, who, as TD told you guys, fits the athletic profile of what these guys would be looking for a defensive end in this scheme. We got James Proche, our wide receiver in this deep.
Wait. Did you call me TD, bro? Really?
No, EM. I said that EM said would fit in this scheme.
No, I could have sworn you said TD, bro.
No, I said EM. And then we got James Proche, wide receiver from SMU. I think it's a really good sleeper next to Tyler Johnson. Those 2 guys would be my sleepers, the wide receivers. 173, we got Damian Lewis, great value. I really think in real life there's no way he's there at 173. Khalil Davis, we added more depth to that defensive tackle position. Another guy who's 300, I believe he's 350 plus pounds, if I remember serves me right?
Mm-hmm.
We got John Runyon Jr., again, talking about that lineage of football players, just like Antoine Winfield Jr. that EM alluded to. Chad voted. We got Rodrigo Blankenship, the kicker from Georgia. And then we finished off with adding another corner in Lamar Jackson from Nebraska. So you sit there and you look at this draft. What do you give this, EM? And guys in the chat, let me know what you would give this draft right now.
I would go. Honestly, I'd go a solid B plus. I would.
Yeah.
Because we addressed our quarterback, we addressed our running back, starter at left tackle, Ruiz. That's tremendous value, I think, sitting there at 39. Ashton Davis at 70, tremendous value, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, bro, I think I'd give it a solid B plus.
Mm-hmm.
They came out of this draft. If this was, anything close to this, Raekwon Davis again is tremendous value at 56. I would give it a solid B plus.
So, guys, I know people are saying, like Jeff Fremont's asking why we took Jonathan Taylor at 18. That's because DeAndre Swift already went off the board, and we saw how the board was falling with the tackles, and we knew we could get Josh Jones at 26 because there wasn't another tackle there, and Ruggs was gone, guys were gone, so we didn't want to miss out on getting either Swift or Taylor, and Taylor was the one left. Yeah, I give this a B. I'm going to give this a flat B. Just because of the way the board fell. At the end of the day, I wish we didn't have to take Taylor at 18, but that's the way the board is going. I love the Cesar Ruiz pick. I love the Tua pick. I look at this and I go, Tua's a starter, Taylor's a starter, Josh Jones is a starter, Ruiz is a starter, Raekwon's a starter, Ashton Davis is a starter, Robert Hunt can push for starter, Travis Gibson can play enough snaps and develop into a starter. James Proche, we don't know with what's going on with Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson moving forward, so that's a guy who could get snaps. Damian Lewis, that's a guy who could push to be a starter for sure. You know what I mean? So I see a lot of guys, either they're starters or they have the potential to be a day one starter or starter in the future. And that's what you want. That's really what you want to get with these. I mean, Khalil Davis is going to be a depth rotational guy. John Runyon, another guy who can push for serious snaps. Lamar Jackson, he's obviously going to be a depth guy with how everything is going. But if that guy turns out, it makes moving on from, say, X next year, if him and Byron don't totally work out, it makes moving on from X a little bit easier. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to be there at 250, but you never know. But yeah, I'll give it a solid 5. Like, at the end of the day, I wish we would have been able to get a Wirfs or a Wills or a Thomas or a Becton. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'll live with it for sure.
I think this is a solid draft, bro. Solid. If we come out with 2 starters on the offensive line, if we come out with a starter, 2 starters on the offensive line and a safety, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I just, the only name that's omitted from here for me is Winfield Jr. too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but Taylor could be a potential franchise back.
Yeah.
Either, obviously my favorite is DeAndre Swift, but I will be just as happy, almost as happy with Jonathan Taylor as well. So
I mean, I read an article yesterday, and someone was basically making the case that, like, in past drafts, Jonathan Taylor would have been a top 10 pick 5 years ago.
Yeah, he would have, no doubt.
So and probably DeAndre Swift, they probably would have been both top 10 guys 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely the running back position has been devalued over the years. So
yeah,
but yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. With his production and his combine as well. Oh yeah, he'd been a top 5 pick.
4.39 speed, buddy.
Sure. At 40 pounds, 238.
Yeah,
228. Is it 220 or 238? One of the two. He's still a heavy back, and he moves like that, bro. So Raekwon Davis, though, ooh man, make that happen. Y'all already know what time it is. How I feel about this player, man. And to see those multiple reports coming out earlier today. Oh man, I hope they get him, bro, because I think he could be a very, very good player for us for a long time, man. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, guys. So usually what had happened, the mistake I had made was I would go up in the chats and I would go back scroll for comments and questions. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to give about 15 minutes maybe. We'll take your comments and questions starting now. I'll start from the freshest and we'll work our way down. So if you had anything you wanted to ask earlier, just copy and paste it, because StreamYard only allows me to see a certain amount of comments. As new comments come in, they kind of get rid of old comments. So if you guys have any questions, fire away. Any comments, fire away, no problem. Don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, obviously. And yeah, man, if you guys got anything to say, any questions, let's have them. Fire away. If not, we're probably gonna bounce on out of here. It's Friday night. Go ahead.
Anthony Mazzano, he says, reason and EM, you guys know if specifically the fourth year on Xavier Howard's contract is a player option or a team option?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
I'm gonna get, my guess would be a team option.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea.
I haven't looked into that. Finsanity5's out here. She said, just wanted to say great job, guys. Thanks, Finsanity. Nice to see you out in the comments. Sorry we missed you last time, but I was going through my player evaluations and I really wasn't paying attention to the comment section. So I missed a bunch of you guys and a bunch of your questions. I know. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show you guys. I know. I don't know if he's here, but I know FanDuel Link, GPP Central TV or whatever. He had asked, "Am I reading this off of sites or whatever?" And no, guys, I'm going to show you right now. These are all my own personal write-ups. I'll give you guys previews right here. So I'll run through them so you guys can see all. So as you can see, I'm going to show them right now because someone asked last time if I'm reading off from like a website or something. So
here we go.
Yeah. So this is my QB big board here, guys. As you can see, I mean, handwritten, 2,556 words, et cetera, et cetera. This thing had been done for a little bit of a while. This is not someone else's jazz. As we go into here, here's the offensive tackle big board again. This is 2,832 words. Again, a preview, Tristan Wirfs. This is me, guys. This is not anyone else. This is how I roll. Let's go into here. What was the big one? The big one was, I think, look at this, guys. Here's another one for you. Here's my running back one. Okay, guys. This is 3,199 words, guys. And this was taking me a good portion of the day, especially with my daughter. I would be writing as I'm going. I mean, look we're in 6 pages here, guys. This is I'm out here for real. And I mean, surprisingly, EM, my biggest one, somehow, some way, was my safety board. It was 3,450 words. And I mean, this is it, guys. I mean, you can even see here. Where is it? Guys, read the beginning of the Antoine Winfield. To me, the most dynamic safety in this class, and also the one EM and I warned rising quickly. So, I mean, I've even got the personalized. Guys, this is me out here, bro.
Can you see?
I'll show you this last one, guys. This is what was my defensive tackle big board, and I wrote this up just to ride along with EM's, and it was 2,436 words, guys, and that was just to co-host and write off EM's coattails. So
can you see mine?
Yeah, I can see yours.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. This is.
I wouldn't even. You better than me because I wouldn't even respond to that nonsense, bro.
Oh well, I'm gonna put it out there. It's out there, so now people can go there and they can refer back. And hopefully, I don't think he's in the comments right now, and he usually is. Hopefully, GPP Central TV comes back and watches this, and he can see. Hopefully he can see that because I know he was asking because he got here late. That's why he didn't know whether we were reading off or Or here we go here.
I wouldn't even have, man. Bro, you better than me, homie. Not worried about that hate, bro.
Oh, that ain't hate. I think he was. I think the guy was just legitimately asking.
Oh, okay.
He did, like he got into the stream late, and he didn't know whether I was reading off a site or whether it was my own. He was just legitimately asking. That's all. Yeah. So,
okay.
That's not like, hey guys, I'm really doing it. That was just him wondering. So I wanted to verify because I'm sure he's gonna watch this video. So if Insanity 5 asks if another team trades up to get Tua, should we still take a QB with the 5th pick?
I'm picking up the phone call to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Talking about give me that 9th and that 20th.
Yeah. Tua's not, and I would select, and if I'm picking at 9, I think that would be a good spot to go Derek Brown at that point.
So just nice, cool things. Don't you think Taylor would be like Gurley or David Johnson with lots of early success, but that tread will catch up? David Johnson just had injury problems, and the problem with Taylor is there were rumblings when he come out that there were early signs that he was going to have arthritis in his knees and that there was a limited window. That's why he slipped to the early teens, because at the beginning of the season, he was projected as a top 5, top 10 pick. So it wasn't like Jay Ajayi where the news was out since he came out from college that his knee was basically bone on bone, but it wasn't a question. The thing is, Jonathan Taylor, yeah, he may have had 925 rushing attempts in Wisconsin, but he hasn't had any injuries or durability concerns that really gives you, cause for concern with that. And in terms of Insanity's question, I'm doing the same, man. I don't think you guys know I love Jordan Love, but I don't think he deems a top 5 pick. Same thing with Justin Herbert. So I'm either taking a positional player there or I'm trading back. And the first thing I'm attempting to do is to trade back. And either I'm trying to get the 9th and the 20th or the 12th and the 19th. And then I target whichever quarterback I want with that 9th or that 12th.
You know something? If that scenario, if that actually happens and we have to trade back to 9, I'm not even addressing the quarterback position in the first round. I'm stacking my team. I would take a late round flyer on, one of these lesser tier guys.
James Morgan.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. And then next year, I'm gonna let the chip fall where they may.
Trey Lance, baby. Let's get it going.
That's what I'm doing. If Tua is not available. That's what I'm doing, man. I'm stacking my team, bro. Stacking it. Man, we would have 4. If we trade back to, they have the 9th and the what pick?
20th.
I know they have the 20th. So we'll have the 9th, 18th, 20th.
26th.
26th. They would have to. I think they would have to sweeten it up a little bit though from the jump from 9. They would have to give me that. Give me a 3rd too.
That's a lot. Look at you being greedy for 4 spots. So Paul Webster says, "Thank you, Reason and EM Dolphin fan, for your content. Draft can't get here fast enough. Awesome job. Trust me, every day I hear from EM, bro. I just want to wake up and the draft be here. So I get it because
oh my god,
he's got me feeling like that.
I'm so sick of these mock drafts. I am sick of all this smoke, all of these articles coming out about these players. The draft cannot get here soon enough. Just get here, please. Man.
Rhino says, no offense, LOL. All draft player reports look and sound alike to me. I get it, bro. What I basically do is I take my notes, guys, and then I basically put it into sentences and words. I make it legible. And then I go and I dive into analytics and I bring in the analytics to support my arguments, whether they be positive or negative for the player. Usually that's where I like to go. So it's I/analytics with me usually. Let's see if we got some more questions here. Who took Jake Fromm? I think who took Jake Fromm? Was it the Vikings or someone took Jake Fromm? I don't know. Here we go. Who took Jake Fromm? I don't remember. I think it was the Vikings that took Jake Fromm from her. Clement3472 says Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be a steal in the draft. Yeah, me and EM totally aren't sold on his speed. And we think that's going to be an issue.
It's definitely concerning.
Especially with what we're trying to do, guys, because we already have that pound back in terms of Howard. So we're going to look at for thunder and lightning combination. That's why Taylor and Dobbins and Swift, well, specifically DeAndre Swift and Jonathan Taylor in terms of speed make the most sense. But Dobbins in terms of pass catching ability and rushing ability, being well-rounded kind of makes sense too.
Yeah, we definitely need that change of pace guy. Definitely so.
Rhino says if Tua isn't there, I'm going to bed to cry myself to sleep.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If we don't get Tua, I'm definitely gonna feel some type of way for a minute, but I'm gonna quickly transition to whatever quarterback they select or whatever route they go in terms of like a trade down or whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely feel some type of way because I don't think I've ever during this process, all the years that I've been watching football, I don't think I've ever wanted a player been this high on a quarterback, especially a quarterback, and I've never wanted him to draft a player. I think as much as I want him to draft two. Maybe I shouldn't be making that public, but
Yeah.
I could give a flip. I could give a damn, but
Bro, look what Tyler says here, EM. And EM would have a heart attack from 5 to 9, just so you know. If we trade down with the Jaguars down to 9 and Tua drops to use at that pick, that would be legendary.
Oh man, you're kidding. Oh man. Wow. Crazy.
And Finsanity asks, last question, who do you think will be the most impactful player from your mock draft? Finsanity, do you mean aside from Tua Tagovailoa? Because you have to
I know, right?
If we're going from aside from Tua Tagovailoa,
you know who I think who will have the most? Who will have the
mock
most?
We just did that we mocked.
Yeah.
Did. Okay, who?
I think the player that will have the most success and the fastest is probably Cesar Ruiz.
That's exactly who I was going to say. I was going to say Cesar Ruiz or Jonathan Taylor.
I think Ruiz, he has Pro Bowl all over him, bro.
Oh, for sure. Pro Bowl guard and center.
Yep. I don't necessarily think Taylor will because it'll be a dual role. He won't be the bell cow, so I don't think he'll amass enough carries and enough production to warrant a quote unquote Pro Bowl, selection. But it's not a knock on his potential. I just think how we're gonna deploy our running backs, it'll be a dual role. So, but I think Ruiz, he has, a really good opportunity, really good chance to be be a very good player really, really fast, I think. So
Rhino, you were right. The Jets took Fromm and the Pats took Hurts. Because we made comments about both. Fox says if we don't get Tua, then it better be Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, I would rather trade down though. Man, he's a generational athlete, I would definitely have to sit and really think about passing on him. But I just think with the additional picks, that would be more valuable because you can always get, like I said, you can always get a safety. You have 4 first-round picks, so I just think you'll be able to get a very productive safety in Antoine Wingfield, later in the first round. So, but yeah, I would have to think about it. I would seriously consider that because he's a generational athlete. He really is. Not a player yet, not a generational player, but a generational athlete.
Yeah.
So, but I just think, two more first round pick, an additional first round pick. That's a lot of value.
So Finsanity asked, do you think Mekhi Becton could fall due to his failed drug test?
He could. He could. It's a possibility.
We're just sitting there ready to jump.
If he does, man, I got a man crush on him in this draft as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because Matthew asked, and you kind of just answered it, do you like Becton or do you think he's too raw of a player? We both think he's raw, but we both see him as probably having the highest ceiling of the tackles in this draft. That's the thing. He is what basically people talk about Jordan Love. He's the Jordan Love of the tackle class, like in terms of me with the highest ceiling. So to EM, I guess he would be the Herbert in terms of ceiling wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Scotty, I agree 110%. If we can get Quarterman or we can go get Willie Gay Jr. from Mississippi, I will be happy. Another inside linebacker I really like. I kind of want Josh Uche. I told EM this earlier. That's kind of the one I haven't told anyone yet. I really want Uche. And another guy who I like that I've been talking about for a while is Troy Dye from Oregon. So I wouldn't mind either of those guys. For real, Finsanity. Shout out to all the man crashes in the draft. And how ironic is it that one of his man crushes, Mekhi Becton, and one of my biggest man crushes, Zach Bond, both got hit with like red flagged urine samples. Like that's real fun. So, Jesus, what does that say about? And I agree, Nico, 110%. Denzel Memes is going to be a stud, 110%. I honestly see him as a better version of DK Metcalf. I like Denzel Memes. I think he's going to be real special for sure. Real special. Aquavision, does EM really have Tua's cell number? Brother, you're going to have to ask him that, and it looks like EM is frozen right now, so he can't even answer that question. Oh, no, he's good. EM's back. EM, do you have Tua's cell phone number?
I do. I do. Who's asking?
Who was that asked? It was Aquavision.
No, bro. No. Yeah. Look, listen. I have nothing but respect for this kid's ability, but it's really not that serious for me. I mean, I do want the Dolphins to select him because I think he can transform our franchise, but it's not that serious. Phone numbers and all that joking TD, all of that stuff he puts out there joking around about me, taking care of his hip and, and all that nonsense. It's not that serious, but I am high on him as a player.
And everyone in the comments, Finsanity and Pete's Auto were talking about how you also have bus tickets too.
Oh, I do have the bus tickets though. I do have those. So, and you all will be getting once shortly after the draft. Flores sent me an email about 2 weeks ago, and he said he's gonna instruct me the ones to print off. And you know what? I might do this on Josh Rosen's on TD's platform, and then I'll go down the list on our platform. So, but those emails are coming every day.
So Matthew asked if we like that guard Quarterberry. I think he means the center Cushenberry, Lloyd Cushenberry. I'm personally high on Cushenberry. I like him a lot. Brandon Hughes also asked, what are our thoughts on Lucas Niang?
Intriguing prospect.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's good value in the second round, maybe with our second round pick. Yeah, he's an intriguing prospect.
Yeah. Look at what Scotty Joe says. Just make sure you know 911 EM if we don't take Tua.
I am going to feel some type of way, but again, like I said, if they decide to go with Herbert or Love or entertain a trade down scenario, I'm going to feel some type of way for a minute, but then I'll transition and get on board with whatever they decide to do. whatever direction they decide to go in. So
For sure.
it's
So
what it is. I'm loyal to the logo. It's the logo, not players. Look at this. Look. The logo. You see that?
this guy's even got the mouse pad.
Absolutely. Look.
You're not going to show us the underwear too, are you? Oh, the sandals.
No, the logo. It's about the logo, gentlemen and ladies. So,
be honest. Do you have boxers?
Yep, I do.
Attaboy. Now I'm not the only one, so I don't feel like a loser.
I got socks. I got boxers. Obviously t-shirts, hoodies, jerseys, everything, bro.
Yeah.
Coasters. Look, check this out. Somebody made this for me some years back. Look at that. Coasters.
I like that. Yeah.
So,
I'm still trying to find a pair of briefs that have Dan Marino throwing right over the crotch.
Look at here. Look at this. Look, check this out. Look. Y'all see these? Look.
Yeah. Are they swim trunks?
No, it's shorts.
Attaboy.
So.
Attaboy.
All day, every day. All day. I sleep, eat, breathe it daily. This team.
I'm just waiting for you to bust out the gun holster and the coronavirus mask.
Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking about getting me a coronavirus a mask, bro. I really am. To be honest with you, if this is a prolonged issue, I'm definitely gonna. I've seen people been advertising in different teams and whatnot, so hopefully this will all be handled, and they'll get us. They'll come up with some kind of solution to end all this craziness. But if this is a prolonged issue, bro, that's definitely something I'm gonna look into getting.
Brother, imagine them playing in front of 60,000 people and they're all wearing masks with their favorite team on the mask, and that becomes the new norm.
So what do you think, man? I hear, from today they're planning on, the season starting on time, and hopefully, they'll be able to have fans in the stands. But what if they're prepared to play football without stands in the fans in the stands? So what do you think about that, bro?
Oh, brother, we're gonna hear some interesting things in terms of in the pile-ups and when the players get hit and stuff. That's for sure. I mean, you know what? Like, it's been weird because like wrestling is still doing it without fans, and it's weird, bro. It's weird. And I know Champions League, UEFA soccer, before the shutdown happened with like the Premier League and stuff, they were running games in empty stands. I know right before the shutdown happened, I've said before, I'm a Penguins fan. That night that the shutdown happened in the NHL, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Columbus Blue Jackets were going to play an empty arena game in Columbus. So it was going to be the first time we were watching NHL with an empty arena too. I think they're prepared to do it, bro. I think look at the has this, other than the draft, in terms of like not physically happening in Vegas, has it really taken them by the side? Because now the NFL, I don't know if you guys heard today, but the NFL announced that they're also going to be simulcasting a marathon going on. I think it's going to be hosted by Rich Eisen, where they're going to be taking donations and stuff like that for the coronavirus and stuff like that. So,
it's going to be, it's at the end of the day, it's not going to feel quite the same, but I'm prepared to move forward without fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just want to see football.
This draft is going to feel like this draft is going to feel like a glorified fantasy draft. I just have the feeling, you know what I mean? It's going to be like a fantasy draft with announcers and analysts.
Yeah.
So
hopefully this will be we'll wake up one morning soon and this all will be a distant memory, bad dream. And, but man, you just hear so many different stories, bro, about how they're going to prolong the sanctions that they put in place and the lockdowns, and Then one day you hear they're gonna be, things might change for the positive. It's crazy, bro. Just never thought I'd see anything like this in my lifetime.
No, for sure.
Crazy.
So, guys, it's 11:30. We're running at about an hour and 45 minutes. The questions have kind of died down in the comments. We peaked tonight at 80 viewers at one time in the chat. In the live with us. So, like I said, it keeps rising every week. I love to see it. It keeps rising every show. Love to see it. I appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. EM, you want to say anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. Again, I appreciate everybody coming through again for Saturday. We'll see you Tuesday, perhaps, or at some point. But I appreciate you for coming through, showing some love, darling. But yeah, just looking forward to this draft, and we've got something coming up on Monday, right? Right, Reason?
Yeah. So Monday we're going to be having Jason Sarney on from Fin Maniacs, and we're going to go over some discussions about the draft. I'm sure by Monday the news cycle is going to pick up a little bit too. So we're going to go over some topics. We're going to discuss some things in the draft. Jason Sarney, he likes to take kind of the GM chair approach. So we're going to go over what he would do in the draft. How he sees them moving in terms of trading up. Are they staying pat? We're just going to have a discussion. Guys, it's probably going to be an hour and a half discussion. Probably closer to an hour, and then we'll take your guys' comments for them at the end. We might have an announcement regarding us and Fin Maniacs, still working the finer details out with that right now. And then Wednesday night, the night before the draft, we're going to do mock draft version 2.0. It's going to be our last mock draft. Maybe we'll do some trade-ups in it to kind of switch things up so it doesn't feel like the same thing all over again. We'll sit there at 5, and then maybe, we'll trade up to get a tackle. We'll be shifty, a little bit more shifty in the draft in our version 2.0 if we can be. But yeah, that's what we got coming up. And then, and then obviously the draft on Thursday and Friday, we're going to be over on TD's platform. So you're going to want to check us out there. And then basically what's going to happen is, guys, Friday after day one of the draft, be on the lookout because we're going to probably go live during the day, not at night, during the day. And we're going to go live for a day one recap show. Okay. And then come Saturday, we're going to probably, figure it out, but we're going to do a recap show sometime after day 2, because I don't think TD is doing day 3 live on his platform because it's from 12 to 7:30. So either after day 3, me and M will go live and recap day 2 and day 3, or we'll try and sneak in the day 2 recap first and then do a day 3 recap on Sunday. But that's what we got coming up for that. And then after that, we're going to have EM's Edge Evaluation show of the signings of Kyle Van Noy, Emmanuel Ogbon, Shaq Lawson. And then a couple days after that, we're going to have a special guest that most of you know come on here, and he's going to go over a certain position, how we look moving forward, et cetera, what we do in the draft at that position, because it's a position, I'm not giving it away, but it's a position that we all expect to address. So we're gonna have that individual on as well. And then we're also gonna have after the quarterback is selected and we know who we have, guys, we're gonna bring up Brian Trulin from Quarterback Film Room back on, and we're gonna specifically talk about the guy we draft as our future quarterback, if there is one moving forward. So yeah, I mean, we got some things to look forward to over the next couple of weeks for sure.
What about we're gonna have some cameos as well, right?
That's what
okay.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was getting at with going over the positional board with someone that they all know. So
can't wait for that one.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
So guys, we're gonna get out of here.
Reason. You froze up on me, bro. Reason, can you hear me? Reason.
You guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now, bro.
All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. Peace out. Have a good one.
Fins up all day, every day. Y'all stay safe out there.